Matt's really good at doing that and not making a facial expression, whereas I always go. I'm Polly Hilton. I live in the Exe Valley in Devon, where I look after old orchards and turn the apples that were otherwise going to waste into fine cider. Oh, well done, you made it. That's Rain. As soon as you throw something for her, she'll have to weave for the rest of the day.
What's that telling you then?
A combination of whether it's perfectly ripe yet and what cider it's going to go in. So the ripeness is what colour are the seeds and how easy it is to push your thumb in. But tasting it is, has it got any acidity, has it got tannin, how sweet is it, what kind of flavour is it? Everything all right with you? That's it. That's so old. Harvest is a really busy time, but I'm really lucky that I've got loads of friends and family who are keen to help me. So they'll all come, they come and help me pick the apples, and then we usually have a really nice lunch and lots of cider, and they'll come back to the cidery and help me wash all the apples. And throughout the season we just have big harvest weekends where we get lots of people together. If you're picking, eating or cooking apples, which we do put some of them into a champagne method cider, you pick them off the tree. But if you've got a cider variety, then you pick it off the ground. But then sometimes you can have cider varieties that are perfectly ripe but have stayed on the tree. So then in that case you shake them off. And that's what we'll do today.
That's okay.
No, get her.
It's okay, we all get it. Go, Max.
Jump in.
Oh, shot.
Don't worry, pop some blood. So we started finding and fostering orchards in 2015, and the fostering bit is, it's not just about farming the fruit. So it's about looking after these environments to kind of encourage biodiversity, and we're kind of fostering them for wildlife as much as we are for fruit.
We also have very different palates. So when we're tasting stuff, we taste very different things. So I think it means that our cider is has a wider appeal. Because I think if you're blending and stuff all on your own, and you've got, obviously everyone's palate's very different, your cider is probably going to only appeal to the people whose palate is more like yours, whereas with both of us it sort of balances it out quite nicely.
This is the wild yeast along the bottom, and the reason you lay them on their side is because it kind of maximises the contact between the cider and the yeast along the bottom. And then after this, it's when you put them in the pupitre, so you put it neck down and then knock and turn it every day for a month, and then that kind of really helps to move all that sediment, all that yeast off the side and down into the neck.
That was like repeater. I've never seen. When you started tapping on your hand, I was like, that's not going to work. And I was like, whoa! It like fell so perfectly into the neck. I was like, what the hell?
So there's a section over here that have bottles that have been necked down for about a month, and we've been knocking and turning them. It should be every day, but it's just whenever we remember. And that has meant that the champagne yeast is kind of consolidated in the neck.
So now it's been in the freezer. You can't see it, but there's a plug of ice comes down to about here. So now when I take the cap off, that'll fire out and take all the yeast with it. So then the side that stays in the bottle will be just totally clear, and then we can cork it. Hopefully it doesn't go all over you. There we go. More technical, but you usually lose a little bit more. It's not as like you lose more cider, so it's not as good. Trust me. So this is a bottle from the 2017 harvest. So it's been aging for probably more like 5 years. And we always try and keep some of the bottles back from each year to age them longer to see how they're going to develop. And then we periodically will open a bottle to see sort of what's happened and whether we want to release it as a sort of special release. So we haven't frozen this one, so we have to disgorge it a la volée. So you basically invert the bottle and then take the cap off as the air bubble travels up the bottle, and then it pushes out all the yeast and the sediment. But it does also go everywhere, so I'm going to point it over that way.
Oh, it smells really good.
If you give them an option of a drier one or a sweeter one, most people say, I prefer dry stuff. So you pour them a glass of the dry one, and they try it and they go, oh God, it's a bit dry, isn't it? And then you pour them the sweet one and they're like, that's what I quite like. You know?
Every time.
Don't think you like dry stuff then, particularly. Yeah. But there we go.
I don't think I could imagine living a different life now. I absolutely love the creative freedom I get, and that one day you can be serving your cider in a Michelin star restaurant in London, and the next you'll be looking after your sheep and checking the trees or disgorging champagne method cider. It's just so varied, and I love that it enables you to spend lots of time in the countryside in really beautiful places. One of the great things about living here in Devon is you've got amazing countryside, but you've also got the coastline and incredible seafood. And it's really nice to just be able to call up some friends and just head to the beach and cook up some mussels over a fire.